Here we are.
Very organized.
Super organized. We are recording twice every month, and we're sticking to it.
Yes.
This is number 2.
This is number 2.
In January. I almost said February.
Well, this goes so much along with us fucking committing so much shit to this year.
New year, new us.
Yes, absolutely.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Where are we at?
Where are we at?
Where are we at in life?
January is the longest month ever, and I feel like everyone keeps saying this. I don't know why it feels so long. Maybe because it's like dark, cold.
Yeah.
We've just come off of a high of like holidays and all that exciting stuff. But to be honest, I'm like, it feels long, but I'm kind of happy I have the time because I got a lot of shit to do.
Yes. I'm quite happy with the long month. Why is it 31 days?
Yeah, but
There's
I
a lot
think
of
it's
months
just the
with
time
31
of
days.
year. I don't know, there's this running joke that it's like, it's the 63rd day of February,
Oh,
January.
okay.
And I'm like, yeah, it
Yeah.
feels that way. Like, it's still January. It's bizarre that it is. It feels like it
does.
we should have turned the page in the calendar by now, but we haven't.
We're still here.
We're still here.
We're 25 days in to this year.
25 days into the year. How's it going for you?
Fucking unbelievable.
Tell us about it. You're crushing it. Like, you are on it.
I feel like I'm on drugs, and I'm more sober than I've ever been in my life.
So that's why you're having such a great time.
That is. It is. It's crazy. I don't know. Like, I feel like I have tapped into another realm of life that, like, I just have so much going on, like, analyzing so much stuff in my life. Like, if you haven't seen me talking on my Instagram, or you haven't seen our other podcast, well, you probably haven't, because it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
But I am making this year the best year of my life, and I'm on day 25 of 365. And I'm so consumed with the material, like everything that I'm listening to. I just listen to podcasts. Like, I listen to an hour on my way to work, an hour on my way home. If I'm cooking and Mike's like busy doing something, I'm listening to podcasts. Before bed, I'm like listening to podcasts, or I'm reading something. So,
No, we're good.
so
We do a lot of hand talking, and Larry told us that we keep going in front of the camera.
Larry. And I'm just so in the mix of analyzing why I haven't been able to be committed to something for a long period of time in the past. Where is discipline built? How do I build discipline? How do I build commitment in myself? And and I'm tossing around so many things. Like, I'm so committed to so many things in my life where it comes to my work or my relationships. And then there's this other side of things where I should be doing these things that benefit my life, such as learning about something new, or working out, or healthy eating, and trying to be living a more of a wellness lifestyle.
Yeah.
Which I have at times made it a priority, but it never stuck around.
Right.
And so that's been really what I'm diving deep into, about how do I develop a new way of living where I don't let my hands off the wheels.
Totally. It's like you're doing it. It's so deep in you now. There's no option.
Yeah.
Because this is not just something that you're doing. It's who you are.
Yes.
And it's becoming who you are.
It
And I
is
love that for you.
Crazy.
It's so cool. You're so excited. Like, I've seen you set goals before, and, you know, I feel like you've always had good goals. You've got a very strong mindset when you put your mind to something.
I'm very convincing when I'm
very convincing.
Like, how many times have I told you, Kayla, like, this is fucking it.
I'm
like, I am
all right,
on
girl.
it. Like, this is the game changer of my life.
Yeah.
And you are so supportive.
Yeah.
Always.
I will always cheer you on. But
I've always fallen off.
you always fall off. And then it's like, all right, Shea,
What happens?
what's going on?
Yeah.
What is happening?
And then I'm just, well, actually, no. I had a realization yesterday. So actually, I'm going to be posting this tomorrow on my story, but I remembered a video that I made on my story when we had our first beach day. And I was wearing my blue bathing suit. I felt so good that day. I was like, I was on a high. I was also intoxicated during my video, which is quite embarrassing. And like, my boobs are out and stuff like that. Yeah, it's great.
feeling herself.
Yeah. And I remember, like, I looked at the video yesterday, and I was saying, like, I've worked so hard to get here, and I will never, ever let myself go back to, like, the way I was. And I'm like, okay. So I remembered that video, and I know, and I was thinking, what happened? Why, like, how did and I remember I was posting all the time about, I'm doing 70 days of, like, trying really hard and sticking to everything. And I did, and I accomplished that. And I lost, like, a bunch of weight. And so there's two factors that I've come to this realization about what had gone wrong. First factor is that I wasn't working on my mental state at that time. I was just going through the motions of, like, trying to go to the gym and trying to eat better. That was it. It was, like, basically, like, skeleton of what needed to be done.
Right.
The other piece of that was that it was summer, so I think our beach day was, like, the 4th or 8th of June or something like that.
Yeah,
it got, like, so
early
warm
in the summer
that year. And I remember thinking, like, I was so on, and then it was like I became unconscious again. I was, like, unconsciously living, like, drinking all the time. Like, it was summer. I was banging bod for the first time in, like, 10 years again.
Yeah.
And I went unconscious.
You felt like, okay, well, I did that thing.
Yeah.
And now here we go.
Yeah.
Hands off
live
the wheel.
my life.
Yeah, totally.
Well, live my life.
Yeah.
In
a version
an
of
unconscious form where I no longer had any control.
Yeah. Totally.
Crazy.
Which is okay. Like, we go through shifts in life. I think we go through seasons. But if you're finding that is where you're constantly going back to, and it's not satisfying, and you're repeating the same dreaded cycle, which is what you've said, then it's time to look and just try differently. Like, I think a lot of people, and I might have said this on our last pod, which we haven't posted yet, so I'll say it again, just in case I didn't say it. But, like, I think a lot of people will always try harder. Like, they're like, okay, well, I'm not losing the weight, or my life isn't changing, so I've got to try 10% harder. I've got to, like, go to the gym 1 extra day a week, or I've got to cut an extra 100 calories every day, or do something, whatever, 10% harder. But you can, realistically, over time, you can try 10% harder, and you might see a 10% increase in your ability to meet that goal. But instead, if you take a step back and you try differently, you increase your chances by, like, 100x to really actually see potentially a different result.
Yeah.
And I think it's only when you start to look inside and actually break down, why do I keep ending up in this cycle? What is actually happening here? Then you can make a change. And you're thinking so differently about it.
And it's so crazy but it's easy to say that. It's easy to say to people, you have to do something different than you've ever done. Yeah. But the piece is, it's like, you have to be so real with yourself that, I mean, do I believe that everyone is capable of getting there? I don't know. Like, a lot of people are. Yeah. I would say the majority of people probably have access to tapping into that if you can actually spend the time. And this goes into everything that I've been just learning about. It's like, you're like, the key to this is not just going to fall into your lap. It's actually like, you have to spend day after day after day after day after day analyze it. And then when I say, like, I didn't just start this in December. No. I started in November. So I've been on this journey, and it was light version when I went to Tony, but that's what kind of, like, opened my eyes to it. I went to Tony Robbins in November. And it kind of, like, opened my eyes to this new path, and I was kind of, like, picking up pieces along the way, knowing that, like, I had it in my notes that, like, when January 1st hit, I am, like, on a path of 365. And I don't know where I was going with that.
But, like, it was a build. You don't just wake up one day and decide everything's going to be different, because that's not sustainable. It's little stacking new mindset day by day. Yeah.
And the fact that, it's not just going to fall into your lap. I can't just be, thinking about it on a drive home, today, and then I don't touch base with it again till next Thursday. Yeah. That is just not how it's going to work out. And I just see so clearly the path to fucking greatness. It's crazy. Like, I know I sound like a lunatic.
I think Shea secretly did a weekend trip to Costa Rica to do ayahuasca.
I did. I really feel like I did. I do. And I'm just like, fuck, why didn't someone tell me this sooner?
Wow.
But you know what? If they had have told me, I wouldn't have been fucking listening.
We've talked about it.
Everybody's told me. But nobody has told me
Not
that
in the way
you
that
have
it
to
actually
become so fucking obsessed with this.
Yes.
Like morning, noon, and night, you have to be thinking about how you can be better, how you can rebuild.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. I mean, if some crazy person said that to me, I'm like,
you'd be like, all right, buddy.
Rebuild. I'm fine.
I'll be over here.
Where's the champagne?
Living my life.
Yeah.
You do. Yeah, it is. Listen, everyone at their own pace. It's never too late. And I think that is what the moral of the story is. It is never too late until you're dead. Then it's certainly too late.
Well, then
But before then, you got one life. It's never too late. So anybody that's listening right now, thinking the same thing, this is your day one.
Well, on that note, I find it very fascinating when I talk to people in their 60s and 70s and 80s that are still on a path for greatness. It's like maybe they never spent the time when they were younger. Maybe they just started over the last few years being like, fuck, like, this is what I want. Like I finally cracked into this level where I'm at right now, but you waited so long to put in the work. And now you've missed 25 years, 40 years of learning. Could you imagine? I've only been doing this for 25 days.
Yeah.
Could you imagine what kind of lunatic I'm going to be after 50 days? Like 365?
Yeah. You'll be a changed person, which is the goal, right?
It's insane.
Still you.
Still me. Absolutely still me, but a very different version. Yeah.
I love it.
I feel like a different person.
Good. Yeah.
It's crazy.
The energy is coming through. It's
like
serious.
And I'm thinking about like all the things that I've wanted to do, things that Toastmasters, for example.
Yes.
I looked into Toastmasters.
Yes.
And I'm going to start like next week.
Love that.
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah. We have
So
a
it's like
Toastmasters club in my company, actually.
Yeah.
I did a Toastmasters once.
Oh, Larry did.
Larry?
Toastmasters?
Great time. A lot of friendly people. There's a Wizard of Oz that comes there and judges you on your ahs and ums. And
Yeah.
Ooh, oh God,
hold
I
up
so
cards.
much need help with that.
They hold up cards.
Oh, it's huge. And,
This is a global thing.
Yes.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
when I see people talking now, I am very aware of some of the,
Oh God, you're probably just tearing me apart with my O's and ums. I say so much, it's disgusting.
It's really something.
It's really something that I want to work on.
Well, that is the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
So, yeah.
Toastmasters. I love it.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm very excited. And I'm like, anything I want to do, I'm just going to start doing. Like, why wouldn't I?
Yeah. What I was thinking about the other day, it's so funny, we always go into the new year and we make these resolutions.
Yes.
And I was thinking, like, what are the things that, not really the resolution, but what's something that I can do? What's something that I've wanted to do that's been on the list that I can do? Kind of like a bucket list, like a New Year bucket list.
That's
Instead
a nice
of trying to set a resolution, because then it can be a one thing. Maybe you go to one Toastmasters meeting.
Right.
Maybe you take a class.
Yeah.
Maybe you do pottery. Maybe you I don't know, get up on
Gardening.
stage and do karaoke. Like,
Yes.
what else would you put on your bucket list, do you think?
Well, I have some other stuff that I'm in the process of thinking about, but I'm not really talking about that right now. I don't really have, I mean, working on my fitness, that's like a big goal, but that's whatever. But no, Toastmasters is my next thing that I'm going to be exploring. But I'm also on this just like daily journey of learning. That's like really what I'm doing. I'm trying to like figure out everything. I know it's going to take me a long time. It's going to be years and years. And there's no, well, I mean, can we talk about quick fixes for a second?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I think about my conversation that I had with Barry, my old trainer. And he was really trying to help me get my shit together, but it was me that was derailing everything. And he was like, Shea, like, if you wanted to lose 50 pounds, you could do that in a year. And I was like, oh God, a year? Like, I need this like tomorrow, Barry.
Yeah.
And now like I'm in this other state where if it takes me 3 years, I don't care. But I'm on this journey that it's no quick fix. I know that everything is not a quick fix. Everything is the long game. So just trying to keep that in mind too, that quick fixes aren't the best thing, right? No. Like it took me 35 years to get to this point. It could take me another really long time to get to the next tier of where I need to be.
Yeah.
So just kind of reframing my mind around how quickly I need things, and I need to enjoy this process and learn everything along the way.
Love that. Yeah. It's a good mindset.
Yeah.
It's the right way to look at it.
Do you think the quick fixes are like actually a cause of some people's challenges with getting stuck?
Absolutely. For sure. Because when Barry told me that it was going to be a year for me to lose 50 pounds, I was like, oh, well, I'm never going to get there. So, but if I had said, I need to lose 50 pounds in 2 months, that also would have been not attainable.
Right.
So I think people set themselves up for failure if you are thinking that things can be done quickly. I mean, some things can, of course, but is it going to be you killing yourself to get there and then it not be sustainable? Probably so, because I've definitely been there. Starving myself, snake diet for fucking 3 months.
Oh, God.
Drinking water.
That was ridiculous.
Baking soda.
It's awful. Yeah, don't do
Losing
that.
all my hair.
Absolutely not recommended by anybody.
But do you think the same there, Larry? What are your thoughts on that?
I think the idea of the quick fix is, enticing, and it's enforced in media and social media and everywhere that as soon as I get this, and that's what makes it really hard. And you kind of forget, all the hard work you've put, when you're younger into things, and you've detached from what it means to improve and what work actually means to get there. Like, do you remember learning to ride a bike, or do you remember learning to walk?
Certainly not.
No.
Well, I remember learning to ride a bike, actually. I have a very vivid memory of that. But you make a very good point.
Yeah.
I don't remember learning to walk, but
It took a while.
it took several years.
Yeah. And I feel... Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think we're so into instant gratification these days. Like, go on it, you want something? Amazon, same day delivery.
Yeah.
Groceries, same day delivery. I don't know. Like, literally everything is so instant. Everything is TikTok, quick,
15 seconds.
Boom, 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 boom. Like, that's the way that our brains think, but nothing has changed about the human body.
Yeah.
Like, despite all this technology, it's still the same. It's still ticking the same way. Still got the same blood, muscles, all that kind of stuff. Hormones, fat, it's all the same. Right. And I think it's interesting. Social media is playing a massive part in this, because you see the highlight reel. You see these, obviously, like from a female standpoint, you see these gorgeous women. They're so fit. They're ripped. They're like, tall, lean, slim. They started out as a size 0 or 2. And then they put muscle on, and now they have that like good lean look. Or they started at a completely different weight and worked for years in the background trying to get to where they are now. But all we see is this person standing in front of us, and our brain does something and it says, she was born like that, which is not always the case. It's hard work. A lot of these people go through a lot of hard work, but you don't see the hard work. You just see the end result, and you think, well, if I do what they do, drink this, wear this, go to this, training thing, I'll get the same results. And it can be really disappointing when you don't get it as quickly as you expected, but
for sure,
you have to be realistic.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely tough being at the gym I'm in a hoodie, I look like trash, typically.
Yeah, same.
And then you see this, like, super fit person. To me, I'm like, good for them.
Totally.
I'm so pumped for them.
Yeah.
But yes, I know the long journey, and it's so tough to stay head down early mornings. You see very little progress. And then this is the other thing with the long game, right? If you're doing things right, you're losing a couple pounds a month sometimes. if you're like, it depends on what that looks like for you. So you're not really seeing huge improvements. Yes, you are doing really beneficial things for your body and developing that discipline and commitment to what you're doing, which is, I would say, now for me is the most important thing.
Yeah, that's got to be the goal.
But if you're not in that space and you're just in this grind of trying to lose weight, trying to get fit, without the extra mental state piece, it's tough. It's a tough road.
Yeah.
That's a grind.
It's a grind. But it's worth it if you stick to it.
Yeah.
100%. It is better for you. It is good for you. In the gym, with those weights.
Totally.
Do it.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Just start.
Oh, God, you just need to start. I can't think about it.
Yeah. And, like, don't be intimidated as well. I think I see that a lot also, like, at the beginning of the year. I know everyone's like, this is my year. I'm going to get into the gym. I remember my first time at the gym, and I was freaking terrified. I was like, what am I going to do? And that was walking into an empty gym.
Right.
Not knowing really what to do. Like, I knew how to move my body, but what frig are all these contraptions, and what do these numbers mean? And it's definitely intimidating.
Totally.
So I would say for anybody that's looking to get started, find a friend that knows what they're doing. Go with them. Find a trainer. Yeah. Even better, if you can do a few sessions with a personal trainer to help you get the ropes and build your confidence really, really quickly. Because the worst thing that happens, people walk in on that first day, look around and say, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. And walk out.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Like, don't give up on yourself. There's other ways to learn. Like, you will get there. Everyone started there. Everybody. Yeah. Literally. Even like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he wasn't born in the gym. Yeah. He learned. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, there's so many easier ways of doing things. Like, first of all, like, you can Google and YouTube every single machine at the gym and how it's properly used. And then you start to look into different fitness people, and then they do different workouts, and they'll tell you how to do things. And then also, like, if you're not even in that space yet, thankfully, I mean, most gyms, like box gyms, they have just like those circuit areas, which are so good, right?
Totally.
Go there. You don't have to think about anything. You just do your little circuit. It'll be totally a great place for you to start. Yeah. At least you're getting there. You're breaking a sweat. And you don't really have to think about it. Totally. And it's easy. And the other thing is, when other people are at the gym, and even if, I mean, some people do some really crazy freaking things at the gym. Wild. But that's just people not caring. They're just like, I'm going to use this machine, this leg press machine, to do bicep curls.
I'm going to pretend that I'm Spider-Man on the lat pull down.
Yeah. And other than those people, nobody cares about what you're doing at the gym.
Really, honestly.
Like, they don't give a fuck.
No.
They're
all just trying to do the same thing.
Doing their own life.
We're all dying a little inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We're all there. That is the thing. If anything gives you confidence, find confidence in the fact that you are all united in the fact that you're there. Yeah. Trying to do the same friggin' thing.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
Simple.
You just gotta get there.
You just gotta get there.
Yeah. What do you have?
I have a fun question. Okay, so this comes with a little bit of a backstory. I'm reading this book right now, and it's really cute, actually. It's like this girl dies. Which sounds great. It's fictional. It's made up. Yeah. She dies, and she goes into like this in-between space because she's in a coma, and there's all these other people that are like in-between / ghosts, and like it's basically the path to the waiting room for like heaven.
Oh my gosh.
And then you gotta go up to heaven, and somebody like snatches her body, like snatches her space to go up to heaven, so then she has to take over the girl's body, and it's like a completely different life than what she lived. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. So it got me thinking. I'm like, interesting. Like, I wonder if I could. And I think she went back in age. Like, she was older, and now the girl that she took over is a lot younger. And it got me thinking. It was like, if you were given the opportunity, like, let's say you died, and they were like, okay, you got to reset, but you can't go back to the age that you died at. You've got to go back to a different age that you were before. And I mean, maybe you know what you know, maybe you don't, who knows? But I was like, oh my gosh, what age would I choose?
Well, you're going back into your own body.
Going back into your own body, your own life. What age would you go back to?
I would go back to 14.
Why?
Well, I would do things not that I'm happy with how things turned out.
Totally.
I wouldn't be who I am without that, like all like my life, right? My life experiences. However, if I had my mind now when I was 14, I would have lived a very different life.
Totally.
I would have not dated older men. I would have.
How old are we talking here, Shea?
Too old for that age.
The truth comes out.
Yeah, I was always trying to be older.
Yeah.
Like I
always
feel
want to
like
rush to be like older, and
I feel like I didn't. And this is bizarre, but like I always felt uncomfortable in my younger body.
We've talked about this. You and I feel the exact same way.
Like I was older.
Like too old.
Yes.
Like don't understand.
Yeah.
What am I doing here? Why is nobody on the same friggin' page as me?
Like I'm 8 years old. Like why isn't my dad's friends inviting me to their party?
Like what's
I'm
going
so
on?
annoyed.
Super annoying. Why am I like doing all these kid things?
Yeah.
Like I like to obviously like to play and whatnot, but it's like I always wanted to be older.
Yeah.
I always felt like I was.
Yeah.
And the worst part was as you do start to get older and you start to like enter, like you're working or, you know, entering different rooms, maybe hanging out with older people, and then you say your age, and they're like, "Oh, you're such a baby,"
like we did
which
to you
is
for so long.
but you guys did it in a nice way. It's worse if it's like
when you're actually
and stuff like that. It's like super ageist.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's like, listen,
Yeah.
I've got this shit. Don't worry about my age.
Yeah.
But that in itself, it's like, oh, so cringe. You're like, if only I could just add an extra 5 years onto that, or 10 years or whatever. And people would, my life would be so different. You just think everything's going to be so much better when you're older. Spoiler alert, it totally is better.
What? Oh, it's totally better.
Yeah, it's
When you're
absolutely
older.
better. We had the right idea.
So that's why I'm like, would I want to go back to that? But I would like to. So I wouldn't have dated older men. I would have played sports. I would have like been involved in all the teams.
What sports do you think?
Maybe like field hockey.
Oh,
or like rugby.
Oh, I could see.
Probably would have
crushed it.
Yeah, I would have killed it.
Yeah.
I would have had to toughen up because I'm like a weak little bitch when it comes to pain.
But if you started at 14, you probably would have gotten pretty tough.
I would have been a killer.
Yeah.
You know? And so I wish I had done that. I would have just liked to have been more involved in school. I would have actually paid attention in school. Yeah. I would have tried. I didn't really try because I had so much going on in my head where I was like, I thought I was so dumb. I couldn't apply myself. I wish I had a tutor to like help me. I would have liked to go to university probably. Not that it really matters now, but like it's just annoying. Like if I'm like looking at jobs and like degree.
Yeah.
It's just something that it's been annoying to me that I had the opportunity then and I didn't take it. Because education is something you can never take. No one can take that away from you.
Totally.
I probably would have learned so much more. Like, anyways, you learn so much more.
I know.
Whatever. But yeah, that's where I go. I would have just changed things a little bit. But I'm also very happy with where I am and this new journey that I'm on. So, would that have changed things? I don't know.
That's the thing. It's like you kind of have a path that's relatively set for you, and then like you make these decisions along the way.
Every decision
to know that this is the exact right path. Like you'll never know the difference.
Yes,
unless maybe you do the ayahuasca trip.
That could be okay. Well, you tell me yours, but then remind me that we have to talk about the fork in the road after.
The fork in the road. Yeah. Got it. I think very similarly, I would go back to a pretty young age, maybe like 16, for a couple of different reasons. Yeah. I think high school was really tough for me. I wish
you were in the Jewish club.
I was a participant in Hebrew club. I had a lot of friends that were Jewish in my school. They were so awesome. It's like a very large Jewish community where I grew up, which is interesting. I'm not Jewish, but they welcomed me with open arms, and it was just like really cool community. You learned about the history of Judaism, and we sang songs, and we just talked about world issues, and had the best pizza ever with the scarlet crust.
See,
that came
to
from
me,
this Jewish bakery. so good.
This is something that I always like joke about because I didn't know that like just anyone could join any club.
Well, I was invited in. I was the
Okay.
only non-Jewish person.
Oh, that's so
was in
cool.
this club, which was really nice.
Yeah.
It was just really cool to get to learn a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Which came in handy because now, as you know, my aunt, uncle, and my cousin are Jewish because my aunt married and did the conversion.
Right.
So I know a little bit about them and, you know, what's going on with
Yeah.
them and the important holidays and
Okay, sorry to derail
better
you
family member.
from that.
But anyway,
Yeah.
yes, Hebrew club. Sometimes they called it Jew club. They call it Jew club. I do not call it Jew club. Yeah, very fun, very good time. But other than that, that was a shining light in high school. But high school was really tough for me. Like I really battled with this idea of I felt not right in my body. I felt like I was in the wrong place. So misunderstood. So
You're a little punk rocker.
Kill me. But yes, totally. And like a mix of all that. And I feel like I tried on like 100 different lives when I should have just doubled down on who I actually am. You know what I mean? So knowing what I know now about who I am and who I want to be, that I think would be really powerful. And my confidence level that I have and my ability to show up authentically in a very unapologetic way, I think would serve me really well. I probably would have, you know, gone after things. I probably would have gone after music a little bit harder because I loved music, but it wasn't cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? At least not where I grew up. Now it's like, frig, I could have been Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like doing these stadium tours, maybe. I don't know. It's never too late to like go after your passions and whatever. But shit, I would have picked up that guitar and I would have really stuck to it and done something creative because I think it would have served me really well. So yeah, I think it's interesting to look back and think, what would I have done differently? And then listen, it's an opportunity to start doing things differently now, moving forward. It's like, well, if I'm yearning for this now,
why don't you pick up your guitar?
I gotta pick up the guitar. That's a bucket list item in 2024. It's like actually that's my February goal. I'm finding someone that can do guitar lessons in my area.
Yay!
And I'm friggin' picking up that guitar. It can't collect dust anymore. It's so beautiful.
No, and if
I think
you
I
need
can do
another
it.
one, you can also use mine at the same time.
With those long nails, I think we're
Well, the
hanging out the
nails-
guitar for
The
lunch
nails are what actually prevented me from going.
from doing it because
He
you're
was like,
wait,
you're gonna
I
have to
cut my nails.
Yeah, he's like, you're gonna have to cut these, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, you gotta do
No, we're
shorties.
done here. We're done.
You gotta do
I guess I'll be
shorties.
packing in the
Yeah, I don't mind short nails. I know you.
No,
you
I
don't like them.
actually like the look of them now, but then I was not
Yeah.
part.
Someone needs to invent magnetic nails. You put them on when you need to go out, take them off. You need to play guitar.
Yeah, I
That would be
mean,
great.
Larry, this is not a bad business idea. I
Yeah,
think we could probably
Larry,
do something.
I get that. Patent.
I mean, people do like the press-on nails and stuff like that, but I feel like you're ripping those puppies off. Probably not good for you.
Yeah, maybe just
Better
like
off
a little.
just get them done short.
Fork
Fork in the road.
Fork in the road.
You almost forgot.
Oh God, I did. Yeah. I feel like I've been forgetting so many things lately because
Because your brain is growing. It's taking in a lot of information.
It's on overdrive.
It's not going to hold on to anything until you need to actually recall it, probably.
Yeah, it's really weird. So, fork in the road. So, this is a realization that I had. I've said that a million times. This is what's happening to me.
A lot of realizations. But it's
Fork in the road. So, I feel like in life, you have many forks in the roads. And for me right now, and I was getting out of the shower a couple mornings ago, and I was like, why am I doing all this? And it was like the first time that I had like a little crab in the bucket, because I'm like, well, I'm out of here. And like the little crab is like, no, you're staying down here where you always were.
Is that what that means?
Crab in the bucket? Well, like
It like pulls you into the
like crabs, when there's a whole bunch of crabs in the bucket and one crab is trying to get out, they all try to bring the other crab back down.
It's horrifying.
Yeah.
It's like crab mob murder.
Yeah. So I feel like the crab in the bucket analogy makes so much sense in so many aspects of your life when it comes to like some people in your life.
No
or
kidding.
Your thoughts.
Yeah.
Because your thoughts can really do that too.
The people thing is a big thing, right? People don't want to see. It's very clear when people start making when you start making changes in your life that now are not aligning with certain folks.
Yeah.
And you start to see that like Like
Right.
trying to claw
Yeah.
you back into that space so that
Yeah.
they're not left to do their destructive things by themselves.
Right. And so the crossroad begins at, I got out of the shower where I was so tired, and I was just like, who am I to like completely change my life? And it was like this weird thought.
Say more about that.
Yeah, and it was so weird that it was like this just other kind of like eye-opening thing where it's like, I could continue on this path of my previous life, where I'm just like on this hamster wheel of not going anywhere. And it was almost like everyone has an option.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone can make a change if they would like.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me to think about this other way that I'm like, I have every opportunity to pursue anything I want.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us just don't,
Yeah.
right? Because we stay in this comfort zone. We don't want to feel uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable is not a place that people want to be. It is so much easier to just stay at home, go to the gym half-assed, come home at night, watch TV in this numbness.
Totally.
Versus being so consciously aware of your surroundings every day and what you're focusing on and what you want.
Mm-hmm.
That is the crossroads in life. Like, are you going to continue to do the same thing and remain in the same life, which is fine for some people, but I know that I don't want that.
Right.
I do want something else, and I know that I'm meant for something different that I'm not doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's totally up to me on if I'm going to take this path and push myself, and it's going to be hard, and I'm going to have to put a lot of work in.
Mm-hmm.
Or am I not?
Mm-hmm.
I know where I'm going. I am on that path, and I could never even imagine at this state that I'm in to be like, I'll just go back to how my life was. I
Right.
cannot do that.
Right.
I am so focused on learning and seeing what I am capable of because I've never, ever, ever put any effort into it and into it like I am right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everyone could be doing this. It's just literally putting this lens on and then living life.
Yeah. And I think as well, what a lot of people, and maybe that like kind of like that, who am I to like do this thing? Like,
Yeah.
Get this life and like all this kind of stuff. I think some people, like, you need to remind yourself that you do deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you deserve an incredibly fulfilling,
Everyone
beautiful, healthy life. Everybody does.
Yeah.
So stop friggin' selling yourself short.
Yeah.
Right? You deserve it.
Right.
Earn it.
Yeah.
Like, get in there.
Yeah.
And get your hands dirty when it comes to your life. And, like, what do you want to be? Who do you want to be?
Yeah.
Where do you want to go? Like, you really do need to dig deep because it's a conscious choice.
Yeah.
Like you said, it does not fall in your lap. It's
Yeah.
a conscious choice.
Totally.
Your friggin' brain is a muscle, man. You gotta work it. A lot of people running around with smooth brains.
Yeah.
That have just been smoothed over. Did you know that that's true? That your brain gets bumpier with like knowledge.
Fire?
and-
Like synapses.
yeah. Like it
Yeah.
gets like all the little like bumpies get more bumpy the more like stuff you're learning and you're really testing
Interesting.
your brain and you're doing that kind of stuff.
Mm.
Gaining knowledge, gaining experience. Like your brain can get really bumpy.
Interesting.
So you don't want a smooth brain.
Okay, I think I've seen that when they talk about like dementia
Mm-hmm.
patients and like your brain kind of like.
Shrunk up a little,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah. It is a muscle, and
Mhm.
it's almost like once you start firing of learning,
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a rampage now. Oh,
Yes. So on that, remember
Yeah.
what I told you last week? So I listened to the Huberman Lab podcast. I love it.
Yeah.
If you like science and like just learning about things,
I
the
haven't
body, life,
tapped too deep into him because he gets very, very sciencey.
very sciencey.
Yeah.
Is where I like learn all
Yeah,
of
yeah.
my the semi-useless stuff.
Love
But like
it.
a lot of it is useful.
Yeah.
So he talks about there's a new part of the brain that they've actually just discovered and they started doing research on
Yes.
that is actually responsible for willpower.
Okay.
So they've done all these studies and they see that this part of the brain grows when there is something that someone does not want to do,
Yes,
but they make the active choice to do it. So for example, wake up in the morning, 5 a.m., Snooze. Nope, I'm not gonna do it today.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wake up, boom.
Get
That
up.
part of your brain just grew. And the growth is actually exponential. It's very noticeable with all of these little moments that add up. Don't want to go to the gym, looking at the keys, looking at the bag. Okay, I've got to go. I'm going to go. And it's a muscle. So over time, when that thing starts to get easy is when you have to start doubling down on that habit. So it'll stop growing. So let's say you get into such a routine, it's like, yeah, boop.
You don't have to actually put effort into
You're
it anymore.
not really.
Yeah.
That's when you start to, the growth slows.
But then something else.
You need something else. So you need to continue to challenge yourself and push yourself.
God, absolutely.
He used the example of like, when you go to the gym and you do heavy deadlifts and they suck for, 4 weeks, and then you start week 5 and you're really excited to do the deadlift.
Yeah.
That action is no longer going that part of your brain. I forget what it's called. It's a very complex term. You can Google it.
Yes.
And then long-term studies of this have actually shown that this muscle and the size of this muscle can be attributed to one's will to live. Wild.
Whoa.
Wild. Yeah, I think people don't think about willpower, will to live, but you think about the conscious choices that you're making in a day.
Interesting.
You're making them against your comforts,
Right.
and against your desire to be comfortable. You have to push, you have to fight. That will to live happens in little mini moments throughout the day. So cool.
And I feel like right now for me, I'm definitely like my will to live is on overdrive.
You're growing that muscle.
Yeah.
Like it's that part of your brain is friggin' pumping.
But for a long time I wasn't.
No.
So my will to live was, I wanted to be living. But like, yeah, you're just not using it. Well, I mean, it's the same thing with anything. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Exactly.
it's very big in, like they're talking about like social settings right now. People that have been so out of touch with people in real life.
So true.
Right? Because so many people are working from home, and then, how much do you go out and see your friends on the weekends? Maybe not as often as maybe you once did. You lose your social abilities, right? Or you now feel uncomfortable in those situations because you're not doing it as often.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a whole thing with dating and COVID, and people just didn't even know how to go on dates anymore? Totally forgot that skill.
I feel like a lot. Yeah, we lost a lot in COVID.
Yeah.
Wild times.
I can't remember like the house parties that we were having, like virtual
On the
house
phone,
parties.
like using the app,
Yeah.
and we're all like,
And we would all get
crammed in.
hammered.
This is so
Yeah.
crazy. Oh my gosh.
That's why I, like,
what
broke
else do
my-
you do?
Broke my back doing a twerk on the wall.
With
Yeah.
the wig.
Yeah, with the wigs.
We gotta pull
Those
up
were
that
really
video.
great days.
You gotta
for
overlay
me.
that video.
Yeah.
A little look backwards.
Where
Look at how
we
far
came
you
from.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, COVID was wild. I think if COVID taught us anything, it's so many things. But life is
Yeah.
friggin' short.
Yeah.
You gotta enjoy what you have because you never know when the world's gonna go to
Just
shit.
stop. Yeah.
Which was wild. Like you'll tell your kids one day, hey, imagine one day they find a mask in like a drawer.
Yeah.
How,
You're like, what's this?
How are you gonna explain it? Like it's so bizarre. It's eerie almost.
We're still
walking
wearing masks
through
actually.
at
but,
your work,
yeah.
of course, because you have to protect your
Mhm.
residents. But you walk through the stores and you see the old tape lines on the
Yeah.
ground, and people are gonna be like, "What the heck is all these tape lines?" It's like, oh, we used to have to stand on those and
Crazy.
not go any closer to each other because the world was basically ending.
Ugh.
Wild time that we lived through that.
That is so crazy.
'Cause
Something that you never even thought could ever happen.
I remember when it started and people were like, oh no, here we go. It's like SARS or it's like polio or whatever. And when you look at the world and global impact of those things, which at the time were massive epidemics, right?
Yeah.
This was not even on the same chart.
Crazy.
Good for us for
Well, hopefully we never
getting
ever,
through
ever
it. Yeah,
have to
everybody
go back there.
wash your hands.
Yeah.
Wash your hands. Don't go out if you're
Don't
sick.
put your fucking hands in your mouth either.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest parts for me.
Ugh.
I was actually thankful for the mask because there was no way I was going to be able to control. I have such a bad habit of touching my face and my mouth.
Yeah. It's really weird because I don't have a lot of crazy shit to talk about anymore because I'm not watching TikTok or any
Right.
crazy things that I used to watch. I've really like shifted my life, and even when I'm like, oh god, like I should drum up some crazy shit to talk about, I just can't. I just
That's okay.
I can't get into that space right now.
That's okay. We're in a little bit of a new
We
era.
We are.
You're hearing all these people say like, "Oh, I'm in my soft girl era," which I had to look up because
Soft girl?
have you not heard this?
No, what's a
Okay.
soft girl era?
So I thought I was very confused because I was like, "Is it like soft?"
I'm trying to be
like
a
your-
hard
like
gal
your body
era.
is soft,
Yeah.
like that. Like we're giving up on the gym. We're eating
That's it.
soup,
We're
some
done.
bread,
Yeah,
and
we're getting
all
fluffy.
sassy,
Yeah.
fluffy.
Yeah.
No, it's
Hmm.
like having a very feminine and delicate life where you're embracing your femininity, you're embracing self-care, rest, all those
Okay.
really lovely things, wellness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's really lovely.
I just don't like the name.
I don't like it either.
Stupid.
I think
It's dumb.
I don't think that's soft. I think prioritizing your self-care and your wellness and taking care of yourself.
Soft
that's
girl
not
life.
Soft girl. Yeah. It's
Soft girl
life.
era.
I think it's lovely. It's really, really
I
nice.
think it's
But
dumb. I think it's fucking dumb.
unpopular opinion.
I like what goes
Shea.
behind it, but the soft girl
I
era.
think soft sounds not good. I think it could be called something else. Well, girl era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever
Best
thought
life
of that?
era.
Silly.
Right.
They didn't fully think that one through.
You're living your best. You're in your best life era.
I am.
You're in a whole
I am-
new era.
I'm also like this weekend. I'm thinking I want to do something wellness related. Which, I mean, have you ever heard of those words coming out of my
Well,
mouth?
you've really taken to the spotlight.
I love the spotlight.
Mm.
Really like that.
Mhm.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go to like a float tub
Yes.
this weekend, maybe Sunday, because like by that time I'll have to wash my hair. And then also
what?
in there, what?
If you want to go together, I have a pack of 2
Okay.
floats. Megan Barrow gave them to me.
Yeah.
What an angel baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't want to use
For
them.
what, Z-Flow?
Something like that. I'll look on the thing
Yeah.
that she sent me.
Yes.
But that would be fun. I've always wanted to do one of those. It was
Yeah,
so cool.
I don't think we can go in the same tub, but
Well, then
We
I'm
could
not
ask.
interested.
we could ask.
Then I'm not interested. Screw that.
We have 2 passes, but we'd like to use one in the same tub.
Can we
Is that fine?
spoon in
Yeah.
the same little pod? It's like so
us
tight.
in the little
We're
hammock
so-
together.
Are you okay? Shay and I have tried many a time to share very small spaces together.
It's been quite successful.
But yeah, I've always wanted to float.
Yeah, let's
It
do
was so fun at the spa when we went to, what was it called? Thermia, and we did the salt float.
I hated that part of it.
You hated it because you
It was
shook your legs.
I
They were burning.
shaved my legs. Yeah, they were burning, and it was very boring. Laying there.
It's supposed to be relaxing.
I know, so well,
I don't know how you're doing this float, although maybe you have a different mindset going into it.
I wish I could have headphones on.
I think
No, you can't.
they
Your
can play
head's
music,
underwater.
maybe in the pod.
I'm well, this is I'm looking to be in a more meditative state. So I'm in a different
This could be a
space now.
challenge for you.
Challenge it.
Be with the silence a little bit.
Yeah, just rest.
Dolce far niente.
Oh,
The art of doing nothing.
yes.
Very good. Rest your brain.
Right. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Molto bene.
What does that mean? Arrivederci. Hello?
I think it means goodbye.
Oh.
Mike D will fact check that one.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll know.
Yeah. Honorary Italian. Very much would love to be
Yes.
Italian. That'd be so nice.
But yeah, let's
Love
do that.
it.
And then also at Z-Float, they have the saunas and cold tub.
Ooh, we can do a
Yeah.
whole
A little
day, a little
Yeah.
circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
circuit. Okay, great.
Lock it in.
Do you want to talk about your vision board? Yeah.
Yes. It's so pretty.
If you're willing
yes,
to walk
yes.
us through this.
Absolutely. Okay,
Tell me also how this is going to entice you to accomplish those things.
So a little bit of a backstory on the vision board. So my company, every year we have a president's club. So you can win this. I won it.
Yes. You're killing it always.
I've won it 3 times, which is really awesome in different ways, different roles. Sometimes you, like when you're a seller, you win for being a high performing seller. So it was my first
Mhm.
time. And then I got an award, and then I got another award, a leadership award, which is honestly the biggest honor of my life.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible. But the President's Club is a trip. So all the winners get to go on this trip every year. first time was Budapest, which was so beautiful. Second time was Arizona, and then last year I got to go to Barcelona and extended to go to Paris, which
Crazy.
oy vey, so beautiful. I think I could live in Paris, honestly. The people sometimes left something to be desired. A little.
No.
They really hate French Canadians.
Oh.
Like, don't even try.
Okay.
Very, very offended by them. So, to win this trip, right, you gotta, like, hustle hard. And what was really lovely is so many people were going up on stage and saying, like, I put this on my vision board. Like, a picture of the trip this year is Berlin. Which is really, really cool, right? So they were putting, like, a picture of Berlin on their vision board. And I was like, you know what? Why have I never done a vision board?
Because you're just scooping it up anyway.
No. Like,
yeah.
Listen, I'm blessed to have won a couple of times.
Yeah.
But I've just never thought to even put together a vision board.
Did you make a vision board last year?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't. This is my first one.
Okay.
I've seen people do like the magazine cutouts and stuff, but then I was like, I want to have it on my device. Like, I want to have it with me so that I see it every day, and it just gets ingrained in me. Just a reminder of what are the things you're going after, what's important to you this year, and really just visualizing and manifesting it. So the trip next year, the President's Club, is in Venice. So I've got a picture of Venice. Italy, my dream destination. I've always wanted to go to Italy, so that would literally make my whole life. So that's like cornerstone. I'm gonna do my best work this year. I can feel it. This year is going to be incredible for me.
Best year yet.
I'm on fire. Like, I really feel like I've got the most incredible team working with me. We have incredible things that we're bringing to our organization. The impact is going to be 10x. I'm surrounded by all these incredible, powerful women, great leaders that I work with. We are honestly unstoppable. So I think that is in the cards.
Yes.
In the bag. Got it. What's amazing is one of my girls on my team, Ashley, actually won the award that I won last year, and I literally scream cried like a baby in the audience because I was so proud of her.
That's amazing.
Honestly, better seeing somebody that you've had a chance to like lead and work with, winning than winning yourself. Just incredible.
Nice.
So I've got girl boss on there. Obviously, those things kind of go hand in hand. I've got running because I used to love to run.
Yeah.
Like, I did a big stint of running. I think I took it a little too far. Like, a lot of aches, a lot of pains, maybe going a little bit too hard into the running versus balancing it out with weights.
Right.
So, but I do want to get back into outdoor running because I really enjoyed it. Like, it was a really good way for me to listen to some tunes, listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
Sometimes literally just nothing at all. Just think, do some of my best, like, idea generation when I'm running.
Just so everyone knows, when we were in Costa Rica, staying up till all hours of the night, drinking heavily, Mike and Kayla would still be up to go for a run on the beach at like
we tried. Yeah. I think if you can just get past that initial feeling of like, this sucks, I'm probably going to throw up.
Yeah.
If you throw up, you throw up. But at least you've done something with yourself to start the day.
Yeah.
So, more running.
Yeah.
I put like a couple little mantras. Dream until it's your reality. This girl can. My financial future is secure. Be the woman you would look up to.
I like that
because I think that in itself, like, just I want to be the woman that if I think about people that inspire me or the people that I'm like, oh man, that person, she's crushing it.
Yeah.
That's motivating to me. I want to be that person that I would look up to, and I also want to be somebody that other women would look up to and say, I'm inspired by you.
Yes.
You and your, things that you say, the things that you do, the way you show up makes me want to do more, be more, achieve more. That is the ultimate compliment. If I, hear that from people, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. I love inspiring people because I think I've been inspired so many times and it's gotten me where I am today.
Yes. That's amazing.
I have a picture of a concert. One of my bucket list things is we got to go to a few concerts. Like, we want to go to, put myself on the wait list for Tomorrowland in Belgium at the end of July.
Oh my God.
And it was so funny because Mike and I talked about going for years, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe this is the year. If the price works out and the timing's great, then like,
do it.
Whatever. That would be so amazing.
Yeah.
Obviously got like a plane window, manifesting, looking out that plane window a couple of times this year. Beautiful Amalfi Coast here, right? Manifesting. Maybe we don't go this year. Maybe we go at the end of the year. That would be amazing.
Yes.
I've got like some friend pics. So like friends holding hands, having a good time, loving life.
Me and you in our Z float tub together.
Exactly. Canoodling. I've got this. I love this picture at the bottom that I put, which is like all the gals lined up on, I imagine this being like my bridal party, which hopefully you'll do a little bit of planning this year and start getting some like wedding bells ringing maybe for 2025. I've got a shitload of Chanel bags, because who doesn't want a shitload of Chanel bags? I've got this gorgeous girl with abs, which I got a couple of really funny messages about when I posted this. Some people also have that girl on their vision board, and they are not female, which was hilarious. But also some people messaged me and said like, oh, so like you want to hang out with hot girls and like hold their hand. And I'm like, you missed the point. No, that's not quite. I do want to do that, but interesting.
Yeah.
And I also have this picture of Amor because I really want to figure out a better way to like get more love into my life. Like more love more openly, more enthusiastically, all of the things. Love my life, love my people, get love in return.
Yes.
I think the more love, the better.
The better.
Yeah. So that's kind of like my thinking. A little bit of a mix of material, a mix of work, a mix of, you know, where I want to go, who I want to be, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I love you stuff. So
Right.
all came together.
And such a great thing to look at every single day. And I think that's what goes back to like our conversation today with like really practicing everything that you want, like consciously being aware of what you want. And so it's a great reminder to have on your phone because that's something that you see so often. Right. And that's kind of like going back to like if there's like you do priming in your life. So priming in the morning.
Yes.
Right. It's almost like reminding yourself like why you're doing all of this and kind of like keeping you focused on your goals.
Yeah. I love it.
It's wonderful.
You should do a vision board. Maybe.
I think I should.
I mean, you love doing stuff on your phone and
Yes.
editing, and it's totally your wheelhouse.
I think I will. Just have a little bit more clarity on where I'm going.
That's what people say. It's really bizarre. Apparently, when you write this stuff down, when you put it on paper, it's something strange happens.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're making a concrete contractual promise to yourself that you're not going to settle for anything less. And I think that's what it's really about.
Yeah. What am I doing? You've inspired me.
I love it. I can't wait to see it.
Well, do you have anything else for us today? I think that was a long one.
I think we should do another mind meld and see how. Oh, fun fact, by the way.
Yeah.
I know we said that we were going to go home and do them with the mics.
Yeah.
Went home, did it with Mike. Literally, the first words that came out of our mouth, the first one, I think he said bird and I said pillow. And we looked at each other, we're like, feather. It was so good.
No.
We were like, boom, right on.
Do you know that I was just about to pick feather as my word? Because Larry said feather today.
What?
And I was thinking, I'm going to say feather for my first word. I swear on my life.
That is so weird. Okay. Stars are aligning.
Yeah, there's some really weird stuff going on.
11/11. I'm seeing that a lot. I'm getting weird emails. I've had a lot of emails at 11/11. Like they're like, and I'm noticing the timestamp.
Yeah.
I did my post. I think there's something happening with Scorpio right now. The moon. I don't know.
I think it was a full moon. I
Maybe.
don't. I'm not really. I don't know that stuff.
Awesome.
Okay, so
My meld.
feather is off the table.
Yeah, don't pick that.
That is crazy.
I got one. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Blanket.
Discipline.
Oh. Intense. Okay. Okay. Ready? I don't know if this is a word or two words.
Okay.
Maybe hyphenated.
Okay.
I'm gonna say.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Wake up. Oh, Shay!
Sorry. I got scared.
That's what I did last time too. Just
Wake up.
Frozen with beer. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say heavy,
Oh. Okay.
which is fine. Okay. So heavy and what'd you say? Wake up.
Wake wake up.
Okay.
Oh no. I can't come up with anything for this. Heavy and wake up. Okay. Let's try. Okay. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Alarm.
Eyelids. Oh. That makes sense. Alarm makes sense. I was thinking heavy eyelids and trying to wake up.
Okay.
Okay. Alarm.
Eyelids.
Eyelids.
Alarm.
1, 2, 3.
Snooze.
Wake up. Oh.
I was gonna say that, but we already said it. Is that allowed?
I think we can repeat.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. Snooze makes sense though.
Oh, that's nice that you're actually believing in my words this time. Last time you're like, Shay,
That makes enough sense.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What did you say? Snooze, and I said wake up again.
Okay.
I think we really backed ourselves into a corner.
We're not good at this.
Can we
together.
try again?
No, we're so close right now.
Darn it, Shay. Okay.
Alarm
Alarm and wake up.
and wake up. This should be easy. Alarm and wake up.
Well,
Alarm and wake up. Come on, alarm and wake up. What?
I'm like trying to
I have mine.
teleport.
I'm trying to tell you something. Alarm and wake up.
I can't think of anything that's one word.
Alarm and wake up.
This is not going well. Mental
I
block.
wish I could tell you something else.
No.
Picture that alarm and wake up.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Get
Morning.
up. Oh. I mean.
I
go
think
under the
this
table
is
now.
on you now.
Yeah, this is.
Did you
bad.
say wake up again?
Get up. I'm really smart. I swear. Okay.
Okay, so where are we at now?
You said morning.
Morning.
I said get up.
Get
We're
up.
just like passing,
Yes.
volleying the same
Yeah.
thing back and
Morning
forth.
and wake up.
Get up.
Get up.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, way better last time.
We weren't that good last time either. But
We
that's
got
fine.
there.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'm gonna. Okay. 1,
Okay.
2, 3. Start.
Bed. Oh,
We're done here. We're done. We're cutting it off.
And with that,
We will see you in 2 weeks.
and we will practice our mind belts.
Yeah,
because
I
that
think we
was
just gotta
terrible.
maybe third time's a charm. We're gonna have to
Terrible.
speed that up. We can't let
Yeah,
people
it
go
was
through that
painful.
torture.
It was very painful. Don't worry.
Anyways.
But anyway.
Okay.
Lovely as always.
Lovely therapy session.
Really
is
nice.
that.
You know what?
That's what
Hey.
they are.
Listen, this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's always going to be a mystery. Next time, very exciting, something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
We have a guest.
Well,
Is
we
that gonna be
don't.
next?
We're not.
Oh.
We're not having guests.
Oh.
We cannot fit a guest.
Oh. Never mind. No
It's
guest.
just us.
Just
Just us
us.
forever.
Maybe one day we'll have a guest. Maybe
Yeah.
one day we'll hit the streets, because I think we talked about that a couple of times.
Ooh,
Maybe going out and
strangers.
bugging some strangers.
Yes.
Oh, so fun.
That's
We'll
what-
work on that.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what
That's cool. It's cool for us
Sick.
this year.
Okay.
Okay. I love you.
Love you.
Okay. You guys take care. We love you too.